Today we are creating a warm color pumpkin. So we're using these paints, and these are called water paints, and you have to add water into each of them, and so it should be like a very little puddle in there. If there is no puddle, then you need to add water by just placing your brush into the water tray and then dropping that water into your water paints. Now it doesn't have to be that much. I added quite a bit just so you can see how it is like a puddle in there. But to create your pumpkin, we're gonna start with that very center piece, part of your pumpkin. So each part we're going to paint separately. And we're gonna start with that base orange, but we want it to kind of look like a realistic pumpkin, like it's, you know, got shadows and highlights. So I'm painting around with my orange, and I'm spreading it around so it's even. I don't want a lot of paint in one area. And then I'm gonna get just a little bit of red on my brush, and right around that outside, while our orange is still wet, we're gonna add kind of like a red outside to it, and it's gonna seep into the middle, into that orange. And then right in the middle, we're gonna add some yellow to be like the highlight to our pumpkin. Now I added a little bit too much red, but it still looks pretty cool. So next time when I get some for the next one, I'm gonna add just a little bit less red. So again, I'm gonna start with that base orange and paint the whole section orange. And we wanna be able to get that red on there before it dries. And this area right here is really where the red's going to go. And the highlight is gonna go at this end. So right here is that dark area, and here's the light area. So the dark area will be red and the highlight will be yellow. So I'm gonna get just a little bit of red this time. And right where that is, I'm going to paint. And then I'm gonna wash my brush and grab the yellow and paint the highlight. So we're gonna keep doing this for the rest of the pumpkin. If you end up having too much paint, you can always use a paper towel to dab it off. So for this half of the pumpkin, you're gonna start the same exact way. And if your paints start looking a little dry, again, you just add more water into them. So there should be just a little puddle at the bottom. I'm gonna paint this side orange, but you're changing where the dark area is. So the dark area is now gonna be here, and this is where the highlight's going to go. So, you know, closer in here, and my red is a little dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Red goes on this side now. And the yellow goes on this side. And I added just a little bit too much yellow. You can see what too much looks like. So again, I'm going to just kind of dab some of that off because that was too much yellow. So you don't want too much paint on your brush either. So you'll have to kind of figure out where that happy medium is and how much you need on your brush. So instead of putting your whole brush in the water, maybe just put the very tip of it if you only need just a little paint. So like when I grab my red, I'm not smashing all of that bristle in there. I'm just putting the very tip of it in there because I really don't want that much red, or else it'll be too much on my pumpkin. Just a little bit of that brush in there. Same thing with the yellow. I'm not gonna put my whole brush in. I'm just gonna put the very tip top of Bob's hair in there because last time I added too much yellow. I'm gonna get this last part done right here. So it's all orange. And I'm dragging my brush, and I'm gonna get just a little red right in the area. And then some yellow for the highlight. And then right up here, I'm just gonna add some orange. And if you want, you can paint wake up the brown and paint your stem brown. When you're all done, put it on the dry rack, and we're gonna be done for the day.